Hey guys. So Spirit guided me to do an almost personal reading for someone. I got some pre-shuffle energy. So someone you are now unfazed by is crying over losing you, over not having you. This is someone you haven't had contact with in a long time. However, it's the same different day with them. Wolf in sheep's clothing is what I heard. Your energy is shining and they know it. They can sense it, they could feel it, and they want you back. They want you back. They miss you. They are peeping on your social media, trying to find proof that you still care, but you don't. And they aren't healed. Hey Rita, how you doing? So this energy, whoever this is, obviously it feels romantic. It could be friendship, but I'm definitely getting romance. This is someone that you were probably in a long-term relationship with, probably loved very much, probably went through a lot of healing over, and they are missing your energy. They're missing your presence. They're missing what you brought to their life. They're missing your value. They see that now, but they themselves have not actually healed. So like, even though they see your value, they don't know how to treat your value. So if you were to hear from this person, which is, I guess, why Spirit is having me do this message, why it's so important, because they're going to be very emotional. They are going to be sincere when they say they miss you because they mean it, but they haven't actually healed to the point that they would treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And so we're going to get some insight into that. If that sounds like something you dealt with, this message is probably for you. Hey, Risa, how you doing? Love you guys. We're going to see what is going on. So we got my Whoops to Vibe deck, the deck of many things, my hand-drawn cards, and then I've got my Neo Rider-Waite tarot. It's my Catch the Snake deck, and then I've got my tarot from Spencer's. So we're going to see we're going to see what comes out. We're going to see what comes out. All right, so Spirit, what is the overall vibe with this person? Again, this is insight into them and what is going on in their world. Not necessarily you and your world. This is just where they're at. The Spirit wants you to understand and get insight into so that it makes more sense to you if and when they do end up reaching out, because I feel like they're seriously contemplating it, despite the fact that I feel like the bridge is like way burned, because they probably messed up pretty bad. You know what I mean? To lose you in the first place when your love energy towards them was so beautiful. And I feel like they're in serious contemplation about reaching out. So what is the vibe, please, Spirit, with this person? Spirit said there's more. Okay. What else? What else? Okay, that's good. Smell the roses, slow down, take some you time, get out in nature. So you could just continue to be doing what you're doing. All right, with the bottom of the deck being smell the roses. For them, yes, suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams. So they haven't talked to anybody else really about this. They know that they have strong feelings for you. They probably talked a lot about you after the split. Didn't have a lot of nice things to say, right? Especially because we also have a narcissist card. And if you've dealt with narcissists, you know that when you separate from them, they tend to try and take everybody that you love away with them, right? You're the bad guy, you're the villain, you're this, you're that. They'll fabricate, make things up, paint themselves the victim, things like that. So they probably painted a really ugly picture of you after the split. And now they can't even talk to anybody about how they're feeling because it would sound crazy, right? If they were to say they miss you after speaking so badly of you, it would seem like they're crazy. So we have someone who is very wrapped up inside their own egotistical way, someone who is an opportunist by nature, and someone who's very fragile, right? They feel like they are a prize and they want a prize, which is you, right? They want a prize and the prize is you. They see your value and they want that back, but they don't necessarily have it in them to treat you like the prize. You know what I mean? To put you on the pedestal and prioritize you and honor you. We also have recharge. So breathe, let go, clear your mind. They're trying to take as much space as they can. I'm getting this imagery of someone saying, oh, I got to run to the store to like grab a pack of smokes, or I got to run to the store to grab a bottle of whatever to drink. And it's like they're taking extra time to just be in their own thoughts when they do that. Like they're trying to get out of the atmosphere that they're in or away from the people that they're around. And same shit, different day. So continuous cycles, bad decisions, addictions. We've got the thrills card. So this person has an addictive personality and they probably wrapped themselves up in a situation where their addictions were welcomed, because maybe those people that they're around also have addictions. And so they're feeding into the cycles and keeping that normal, right? The toxic behavior, they're keeping it normal. They don't see anything wrong with them, right? They have excuses for why they are the way they are. And they're not ready to let go of the character or the persona, right, that they've built, because that's the shell that protects them, right? That's the golden recipe, right, to keep themselves the way they are and be safe from being vulnerable or hurt. What is going on with the deck of many things? What is going on with the deck of many things? What do we need to know about this person, the situation, spirit? I'm feeling distraught energy. Like the more this person thinks about you, it's almost all consuming. Like I feel like you live in this person's head rent free all the time. All the time. Like if they thought they didn't need you, you were worthless, they didn't need the love that you were offering, they could live without it, they wanted to do what they wanted to do, they didn't fucking care. They are realizing the value of love being present in their life, because wherever they're at now, whatever they're doing, it's loveless, and they're distraught over the fact that whoever they do have around them, no one loves them. No one cares. Everybody is out for themselves. Everybody is taking from them. No one cares about how they feel. No one is considering them. And they just feel used, right? They just feel used by everybody. They feel like everybody is trying to get a piece of them, and they don't have any safe space. They don't have any safe space to just be and not be drained, right? They don't have anybody around that is filling them. They miss that feeling that I will fill you up and pour my love into you energy. They miss being full. We got the Rogue. Okay, and Skull is on the bottom. All right. Skull's rough. Skull, ultimately, they have to... It's a D&D deck, so forgive the lingo, but it says defeat death, okay, or be forever destroyed. The Skull is about an ego death that is absolutely necessary. They have to release the persona or the character or the life that they've built. Hey, Story, how you doing? In order to be inside a vibration where you would actually entertain conversations with them. They have to completely reinvent themselves. Like the old self, the narcissistic self, has to, quote unquote, die. You know, they can't move forward with the narcissistic mentality if they want to be in your reality. They also have a rogue inside their dynamic, and I feel like this is also matching or mirroring who they are for you. The rogue is an NPC that becomes hostile towards you, but they parade around like a friend. So whoever they have in their life, the quote unquote friends or the quote unquote relationship partner that they have, they're coming off like an ally, but they really are just manipulating or using this person, taking advantage of this person, right? It's hostile energy. It's not friendly. It's not peaceful. It's draining. It's taking. And that's how they were with you. They acted like an ally, acted like a friend, acted like a partner, you know, or gave you that title, but they were draining, right? Their actual energy was toxic. And I feel like that's exactly what they are dealing with. They're dealing with a bunch of people or energy that just don't care about them. It's unfortunate, but it's the reality that they manifested, because when you push love out, all that's left is loveless people. You know, like, this person doesn't understand, or at least didn't understand, the value of love. And they do not understand the value of reciprocating love. Okay, because anytime they've given love energy to their NPCs, their rogue players, it's just abused. And so when love is actually present, they don't want to give it, because when they give it, they're abused, right? So they're afraid to reciprocate, but they don't want to let go of the love energy that they receive, which is super, super toxic, right? Further clarify this person's energy for us, please, Spirit. Further clarify this for me, please. What is going on with this person? What is going on? You all know I'm always up late. I'm always up late. Spirit guides me all kinds of shit. All right, Spirit, what else do we need to know about this person, their energy? They're starting, okay, the seed. They're breaking the surface, like they're just starting the healing journey. I feel like this person needs some serious solitude, right? That recharge energy from the What's the Vibe deck. They need to get out of their situation, and they need to be single for a while. What else do we need to know? Yeah, okay. Yeah. They need to let go of the old self. This is the Tombstone card. They need to let go of their old self, like, in loving memory, like, thank you, because being that version of myself got me to where I am. You know, being the narcissist, being the toxic person helped me get to the healed place that I'm in. But they have to let the old self die first, you know, to find gratitude for that old self, because it taught them what love is, the value of it, and how to reciprocate it. This person is just starting their healing journey with the seed, but they are honoring a mirror. It's like they're under a spell with the cauldron. Okay, so they're under some kind of commitment that is toxic for them, because they themselves are toxic, and it's in their mirror, right? And it feels like they're under a spell. It feels like it's like they met somebody that they would do anything for, loved, can't say no to. It's very Chiron-esque. And it's their mirror. It's like they're learning what it was like to be you when you were with them, with a super toxic individual. And they're choosing to honor it. They're choosing to honor it. Maybe they feel like they're obligated to. And or they want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, they miss you and they want to connect with you, but they don't want to let go of their obligations to whoever or whatever it is that they're connected to, the rogue. the person or the people who are draining them and their energy. Give me some more insight into that. Give me some more insight into the rogue energy, please, Spirit. This is my Harrow cards. Bottom of the deck is the Rakshasa. Like, for real, though. Oh. The Carnival. The Carnival. That's not a pleasant looking card at all, is it? Let me read for you the Rakshasa, and then I'll read you the Carnival. So the Rakshasa is lawful evil. This is a dark contract, shadow contract that they're dealing with. The theater is under that, like, for real, though. You already knew this. The thing about the theater is it's about prophecy. Like, you already knew, as someone who was in a relationship with this person, whoever they got wrapped up in, you already knew all of what is transpiring. You already knew what was going to happen. The Rakshasa is the card of dominance and mind control. The creature sitting serenely upon the back of the slave indicates an exterior force imposing itself on another being's mind. On occasion, the slavery is literal, but often is more mental enslavement to a force or idea. So whoever this rogue person is that they have in their reality, it is completely mind controlling them, whether they realize it or not, whether it's blackmail or intimidation or, you know, like holding something over them. Well, like, if you leave me, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to ruin your life. You know, like, it's mind control. The Carnival is chaotic neutral. It's a card of illusions and false dreams. This card can heighten the power of the arcane, but depending on such whimsical forces can be risky. For others, this card depicts imprudent plans or unrealistic ambitions. This person, especially with the Rakshasa card on the bottom, is living in a fantasy. They think that they could push this person to such extremes and get whatever they want. And so far, that's true. The thing is, the more that they do that, the more they think about you. And dealing with the arcane, you know, it does feel like a spell. It does feel like a spell. Whether this person has cast a spell outright, this person may have children with this person, because I just got the weirdest metaphor that the cauldron was a womb. It was a creative plan. Something about it being a plan, right? Like someone willed it into experience. But whoever the rogue is, they feel like they have this individual completely trapped, under mind control, definitely afraid of ramifications for leaving them. So like if this person that you were in connection with was a narcissist, they met their match, but like tenfold. They met their match, but like tenfold. What is going on in this person's reality? Hey, Juanita, how you doing? Nice to see you in the chat. Let's see what is going on. What does this person's reality look like? What insight is in our highest good to know? What is in our highest good to know and understand? Because this rogue person, like that's what's prompting them to feel the way they do and miss you, because whoever the rogue is, they don't love them. They're just manipulating them and using fear, right? And manipulation to keep them in check. Like, you can't leave me because. This person might also, whoever the rogue is, it might encourage them to drink. Because the way that individual looks on the card, it's like she's offering the glass forward. Like, oh, you're stressed out, blah, blah, blah. You're upset. You've had a long day. You're dealing with stuff. Have another drink. This person can't think straight. This person can't think straight. What is going on? Insight, please. What is going on? Insight, please. Got the Two of Cups. The Unicorn. You planted the seed in them. You're the reason why they're healing to begin with. We got the Unicorn out here, and the Unicorn has been huge synchronistically this week. Huge. What is going on? Yeah, they're hanging over the cauldron. They're the imp, right? Which is like this devilish looking creature, and they're hanging over the cauldron. Someone is cooking them. Cooking them with this spell. Cooking them with this spell. What is going on? We got the King of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. They want to let this self that they have die so bad. But they can't, because this person that they're with or tied to feeds it. They might need to do a quote-unquote spell of their own, like a protection spell. Because I'm being drawn to the black candle here. And black candles, they absorb negative energy. It's protection. Really, we got the graveyard here, and we got it here as well. This person's health might be seriously tanking because their mental is tanking. Their mental is tanking. Yeah, whoever it is, they have, look at the bottom of this fucking deck. Underneath the tombstone, we have the broken mind. So they literally have a demon in their reality that they perceive as an angel, right? Seeing their potential. This is the bleeding empath energy. And it's coming from their wounds. It's coming from their wounds. Father, mother, idol wounds. They can't see that the person that they're with is a demon. It's because they're trying to heal their mother wounds, or they're trying to heal their father wounds, or other people that were important to them that didn't love them the way they should have been loved, or didn't teach them what they should have been taught, like healthy relationship dynamics. And it's like they're trying to seek love from this rogue person, but they're so toxic. They're going through what is spiritual stagnation right now. The King of Pentacles with the Four of Cups. They're focused on money matters. They don't want to lose what they have financially. That might be what the rogue is holding over them. Financial threat. And there's this Medusa energy. It's almost like they're so off put by the rogue. There's no sexual attraction anymore. They've been turned off by this person. But they're holding on to it because they're still healing. They're still healing. That's why they're still inside the sphere of whoever this is. We got the Emperor on the bottom, divine masculine energy, high masculine energy. This might be who you considered them to be at the time. Three of Cups. Look at that. Third party. It's the fucking witch. She's got the cauldron. I'm telling you right now, whoever this person is, they're under a fucking love spell with this person. Under a fucking spell with this person. And the black candles here as well. 2 of them. 3 of them. Wow. If this person doesn't snap out of it, I feel like whoever this is would even benefit from them not being alive anymore. They would benefit in some way. Like this person, whoever they're dealing with, really gives 0 fucks about them. 0. They're in it for whatever they're in it for, and they're blackmailing or using things against them to ensure that they don't leave. They're keeping it toxic. They're keeping this person down. They're keeping this person depressed. They're keeping this person afraid. Like, if you leave me, I'm going to take everything. You will have nothing and you will have no one. Wow. That's so toxic. Clarify this for me, please. Clarify this for me, please, Spirit. Yeah, they're healing all right. Star cards on the bottom. What is going on? Yeah, they lost the unicorn. 6 of Wands in the reverse. They lost the unicorn. You were the unicorn, the healing energy, and they blew it. They blew it. They're feeling that loss right now. I've got Cancer out here on the cards 3 times. You might have it significant in your chart or theirs. Yeah, they're healing over this. The 2 of Cups is out here on the Hanged Man now. They're healing over this. You, whoever you were, the unicorn, has literally triggered this person's healing. It's a fucking process though, man. 7 of Pentacles is on the King of Pentacles. They cannot possibly earn enough or make enough money to sustain whatever the rogue is. It's not good enough. Nothing they do is good enough. They're working so hard. Did I say 7 of Pentacles? I meant 8 of Pentacles. They're working so hard. It's not enough. They feel like they're constantly behind. They feel like they have so much to do. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is where they're contemplating a complete reset or not. Their demons will not let their old self die. The Ghoul, it's like they're watching the candle still burning on the rest in peace tombstone. The Ghoul is there. That's their demons. Like, you can't let go of the old self. Their demons are keeping them stuck from evolving. They see that you're protected. That Queen of Cups with the 9 of Pentacles, they know that you're protected. You might be coming off like Medusa, right? The Gorgon, stay away from me, but they remember how beautiful you were. It doesn't even matter if your energy towards them is ugly now. You know, you don't love them now. You don't care about them now, because the way they see you, they still remember you and how beautiful you were. They remember a time when you were absolutely beautiful. They miss it so much. And we got the 4 of Pentacles on the 4 of Pentacles. They're locked in with whatever this rogue is. 8 of Wands is on the bottom. 8 of Cups is on the top. They're getting intuitive hits from Spirit with that 8 of Wands to leave and walk away. They need to be single. I think if they ever wanted to be back in your good graces, they'd have to seriously heal, which means they need time. They need time, single and away from whatever this is. They need to recollect themselves. They need to figure out who they are and who they want to be. They need to figure it out. They need to figure it out. This person's a mess right now. You show up in their dreams. They wish for you to show up in their dreams. They want you to, as much as they hate it and it's painful to not have you in their, like to not be with you and have you in their dreams, because it reminds them that you're not around. If they didn't have you in their dreams, they would be 100 times worse off. Just the fact that you show up in their dreams sometimes is enough to like make them feel something. To make them feel something. They would rather dream about you and suffer in their waking hours being away from you than not dream of you at all and have you gone entirely. I just got this visual of like a knife in the heart. Like they know they messed up so bad. They know they messed up so bad. South Node, Pisces, 9th house. They could have Pisces or Sagittarian nodes. Pisces and the ninth house. They could have a moon in Pisces or a moon in the 9th house. Pisces moon. Those are their mommy issues, man. They got some serious issues with their mother. They're trapped and tied into this rogue because they haven't healed their mother wound. Whatever their 12th house is, Sagittarius is important. But whatever their 12th house is, they have to erase the demons in the 12th house, because that is the 12th house. The 12th house is all about angels versus demons and how we see them incorrectly, right? The 12th house is what causes us to vilify angels and idolize demons, right? It's what causes the toxic cycles, unhealed 12th house wounds. Something with the South Node. They could have a South Node in Pisces or Virgo because that's the polarity. They could be having a nodal return right now with the nodes being in Pisces and Virgo. They could be getting challenges from the nodes being in Pisces and Virgo. This might be a huge transit for them. They're realizing who the demons really are and who the angels really are. They just don't know how to be one or the other in the correct way. Ninth house is all about wisdom and mental expansion. I think you've opened up this person's mind in such profound ways they didn't think was possible. It's almost, I'm getting this feeling of like they think they're crazy, because like if you felt like you were in such a close dynamic with somebody, even as far as going like down the twin flame road, like if you were actually on that road with this person and they thought you were crazy or twin flames were crazy, like they're starting to think that they're crazy because maybe you were right. Because they don't understand the connection they have with you or why they yearn for you so deeply like they do right now. They can't explain it. Because anybody else they would have gotten over. They wouldn't have cared. They would have just moved on to the next person. But being with this rogue, I mean, this rogue is a blessing in disguise, because I don't know if this person would have healed like they're healing right now if it wasn't for this person. This third party energy. They needed that, right? They needed the painful teacher. Oof. But you are rewriting everything they think they know. They feel insane. They feel insane. I've got Aries energy out here. I've got Pisces energy out here. Aries and Pisces might be significant. The Saturn-Neptune cycle. going on right now with Saturn retrograding back into Pisces literally tomorrow. And Neptune going to retrograde back into Pisces. Like, this person is wrapping up some major shit with this nodal transit. I mean, this is real time. It's going to be relevant whenever you catch this in divine time. You know, if anybody catches this later down the line. And it's because of this transit that they are where they're at when they find you. But whoever this is, like, they haven't fully healed yet. They're just starting. They're just starting. What is the divine conversation Spirit wants to have with this person specifically? And then I'm going to pull some guidance for you as the viewer. What is the conversation that Spirit needs to have with this person? What is the divine conversation that Spirit is having with this person? Because they are getting pings, right? They're getting communications from Spirit. They're getting these intuitive nudges. What is the divine conversation Spirit is having with this person, please? Spirit, what needs to be said? Stop biting your tongue. Trust the truth. Just say it. Yeah, this person wants to communicate so bad, and they need the communication. They need the communication in order to move to the next phase of their healing, right? They need to reach out, and they need to know that, you know, your intuition's on point. And if you feel that they're not ready, like, you got to trust your gut on that one. Take the fear, the what ifs and impossibles out of your thoughts, then act on faith. Act on trust, faith. Yes, they're worried. They're freaking out. Like, they're afraid if they reach out to you, what the consequences will be. If they reach out to you, will you tell the rogue? Will you tell them that they reached out? Will their whole life go fucking nuts? You know, like, they're worried that things could happen, like consequences, and that you would never want them anyway because they messed up so bad, right? Impossibles. Help comes from the last person you'd expect. Stay genuine and honest. Truth helps. We got a lot of trust cards and we got a lot of truth cards. Says the opinions of others don't matter. They need to talk to somebody. Even if it's you, because you might be the person that actually helps them the most, just being in your truth, right? In regards to them, like, because you know your value now. And if they were to open up, you know, and all of this stuff and say, I miss you and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, but I didn't hear you say that you were sorry. I didn't hear you tell me that I deserve the best treatment there is and that you're willing to treat me the way that I treated you. Like, those are the things that are missing. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I hear what you're not saying too. You know? They need to go grounding. It says, clear out that energy you're holding that isn't yours. Release. And they had that recharge energy, right? Breathe, let go, clear your mind. They need to go grounding. They need to get away from whatever this rogue energy is that they're around. It's seriously muddling up their psychic field. Open your mind. What if you were them, lived their experiences, and were dealing with you? Eyes open with compassion. They have to put themselves in your shoes. Spirit wants them to put themselves in your shoes. What if you were them, right? That's what Spirit's saying to them. What if you were them and lived their experiences and were dealing with you? Open your mind. What if you were them, right? Spirit is asking them, what if you were viewer? What if you were the viewer who loved you and treated you with the best love there was and got completely fucking shit on in that narcissistic shit that they were dealing with? What if, you know, you were viewer that didn't get picked for some rogue that knew the whole time, right? Because the viewer, you knew the whole time that this rogue was fucking bad news. You knew the whole time. You knew all of this shit was going to go down. You knew all of this. And they still picked this fucking person over you. So Spirit's asking, if you were the viewer, right? How would you feel if you were dealing with yourself in their shoes with the love that they were giving? How would you feel? No wonder why the viewer left. No wonder why it ended. No wonder why. No wonder why. If you continue to treat them like that, they're going to leave again. You can't go back into a relationship with viewer and be the same person. The old self has to go. And they have to find gratitude and appreciation for the hard lessons that got them into that catalytic change. They have to trust their truth. They have to be open. They do need to communicate with you. And they need you to be very honest and real and read the energy in the room. Because this person, even though they have started the healing journey, they're not quite there yet. They're not quite there yet. How they treated viewer was awful. How they treated you was awful. This person needs to open up. They need to get over their fear. They need to trust. They need to communicate. They need to ground out their shit, and they need to put themselves in someone else's shoes. They need to find empathy. They need to find compassion and mercy for you. They need to treat you like the gold that you are. It's one thing to see your value. It's another thing to respect it and honor it. They have to learn how to respect and honor you. What is the guidance for you, the viewer? Whether you are this person viewing or you are on the outside looking in at this person and viewing. What is the guidance, please, for viewer? This is the Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Yeah. Yeah. What is going on, please, Spirit? Guidance. What guidance above all others? What card above all others do we need at this time? What card above all others is our highest good to receive with this message at this time? In the beautiful divine time that it catches us. Gaia, shine on. Shine on. Butterfly synchronicities have been coming up big. That's divine feminine energy for real. I'm being drawn to it. Just Spirit knows I can't let it go. It's card number 33 on the bottom, Mermaid Soul. Love is not blind. It only sees what matters. Love is not blind. It only sees what matters. Mermaid Soul. I'll read both cards. The readings in this book aren't that long, so I'm just going to read both of them. Card number 40. It's the right time, or soon will be, for things to come together for you. If there's something that you really believe in, but have been waiting a long time to bring to life or to see succeed, there is good news that something is beginning to start. And at the right time, things are going to fall into place. There's a bigger question of divine timing about these matters, and it is not that you are or are not doing something right. So don't give up, but do give in to the wise timing of the Earth Mother, who knows how to grow all souls, all things, into perfect fullness of divine expression. Something new is being hatched. You may wonder if you are imagining it, if the idea of startling and beautiful change is just a foolish fantasy. Gaia comes to tell you that this newness is real. New life is forming. And when the time is right, it is going to spring forth as something amazing. What is needed is some patience, care, and a willingness to trust in what is happening within your own soul. Most of the time, people don't think much about their soul, let alone use their inner senses to feel for what their soul is experiencing. When we do take the time to go within, to inquire after our own soul experience, a beautiful inner relationship develops, and we start to feel the life of the soul as a very real and genuine experience. we begin to feel and experience more joy, faith, patience, and trust. We share a special secret inner knowing with our soul about beautiful happenings that are going to take place. We feel a quiet inner confidence and a sense of knowing what is going on in our lives at a deeper level. This is comforting and helpful. Now is the right time to take time for your soul, to care for yourself, just like you would a fragile egg with precious new life growing inside. Enjoy your growing soul connection as you trust in what is about to hatch. I think it's interesting that we got this card with the narcissist having the golden egg on that card and the seed being a golden seed. Ugh. You know what I mean? I think it's interesting. This person, whoever this is, if you can be patient and trust your inner guidance system and your own soul in the process, you'll know and sense that this person is not actually ready, but that they're on the right track. So be gentle, but be clear and be honest. You know, like I wouldn't come after this person and attack them like they're some fucking horrible blah, blah, blah. But it's like they need to be very well aware in a very calm and collected way that what they did was messed up. And that even though you're glad they see your value, they don't know how to treat your value yet. They don't know how to respect your value yet, right? And reciprocate that value and feel safe. And feel safe, right? That needs to be communicated. I think this person is on the right path. I do think that they need some time on their own away from this situation. I do think it's affecting their health. And as a guidance and advice to this person, right, it's about trusting the process. Know that, yes, they are shifting. Yes, they are changing. Yes, it is magical. No, they're not crazy. They're not making it up. You know, they really are changing, and they thought they never would. They thought they couldn't. They were afraid to, right, because the persona that they created protected them. But you saw right through the persona. It didn't even matter, right, because the love was real. You saw right through the persona from the gate. You love them anyway. And that's what they miss. They miss having the mask drop. They miss just being loved for who they are underneath. It was the mask that put you off, right? The persona and the narcissism that put you off. But who they were underneath, you always loved that person. They're still afraid to let go of the mask and be the loving person that you always saw that they could be. Card number 33. Especially with all the Piscean energy out here. Mermaid soul. Bright destiny is under that. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. That's the card underneath. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. That's what this person is going through right now. They're the caterpillar. They're about to pop into the chrysalis phase. They're about to pop into the chrysalis phase. It says, you are a rare creature, not entirely of this world. You need to swim in deeper waters of mystery and meaning. In those deep places, you can commune with the sacred and be nourished by that which is real and yet cannot be explained. To deny this and remain on the surface of things will not satisfy your soul. It would be like eating stale biscuits when what you are really hungering for is succulent fruit sweet with juice. Too much of what most people think is the real world, quote unquote, dries out your soul. You crave the mystery and the magic the way most other people crave control and certainty. These yearnings of yours are not immature or escapist. They are the voice of your inner mermaid rising up from your oceanic soul. Her siren song is the voice of your true desires. You are connected to worlds beyond this physical reality, the worlds of spirit, of healing, of intuition, meditation, and creativity. When you are in touch with her, the inner feminine. You will embody that feminine freedom and spiritual independence. You will live your life according to what fills you up, living from the inner place where you feel at home, the realm of your soul. This person is living in a very mundane life, right? They're living in a very mundane world. You wake up, you eat, you shower, you go to work, you deal with people, you drink a lot, you go to bed, you do it all over again. And it's so surface, it's so superficial. It's what's driving them insane because there's no depth. There's no love here. It's driving them crazy. They haven't learned how to listen to their feminine energy yet. Their feminine is their feelings. They haven't learned how to listen. They haven't learned how to heed them. Like, hey, this doesn't feel good. Stop choosing it. Hey, this really did feel good. Can we choose it? They don't know how to listen to their feminine energy yet. They're running strictly off of masculine energy. All thoughts, all mind, all logic, all reason, all control, all power, and no intuition. That's why they're up shit's creek without a paddle. That's why they're suffering so bad. They have not learned the importance of their yin. Because when they listen to yin, their intuition, their feelings, their yin is saying, whoever the viewer is, it felt good to be with them. There was no worry with viewer. They weren't stressed out with viewer or because of viewer. They were at peace. When they came home from work, they could expect peace. When they needed something, they knew that viewer would hold compassion and help. Anything viewer could do to make their life easier. Love was present. Love was real. It was present. It felt good. They don't know how to feel good. They don't know how to choose it, right? This is shadow feminine energy where they're so used to being shit on, so familiar with being abused that they manifest abusive relationships to continue being abused because it's familiar, not because it feels good, because it's familiar. They don't know how to listen to the intuition, the feminine energy within themselves. It says, hey, just because it's familiar doesn't mean you have to keep choosing it. Maybe the unknown is better. Maybe taking a chance on an unknown version of yourself is better. Take a risk. Turn into the butterfly. You might like it. You might like being the butterfly. You might see the world a lot differently. The higher perspective, right, of the butterfly. Whoever this individual is, Spirit has not lost hope for them yet. Spirit has not given up on them yet, but it is a process. And you are an important and crucial part of this process. And you really need to listen to what is being said, if and when this person communicates, and what is not being said. And you need to call spades spades. You need to be honest, not malicious, not mean. Don't return their toxic energy. Hold yourself to a higher moral standard. Be beautiful in that way. This person is healing. They don't need more abuse. They have plenty, but they do need honesty. They do need truth. They do need a reality check. They have more work to do. But they are on that. They are on that path and that journey. They're healing. Okay? They're healing. Trust and believe that the divine timing of everything, right? That the divine timing of everything will work out. Don't be impatient and try and rush it. Realize they're not healed. Hurt yourself all over again. Make it worse. Blah, blah, blah. Don't do it. Trust. You will know that this person's ready when they have been single for a while. When they've been single for a while. And kind of just swore off connections with other people. You know, like not even going out on dates or fucking off, you know, and trying to get laid. Like, I mean, truly single and in their own energy, probably celibate. Even for a guy, like they're gonna have to go through it. They're gonna have to go through it. And when they do, because you will give them beautiful divine time and space to do that, they will come out a better version of themselves in the end. They will not be a slave to their pain. And they will know how to reciprocate love. They'll be ready. They need some serious time. They need some serious time. This is the first step of many. This is the first step of many. So whoever needed this message, it's been an honor to read for you and to help you through your process. Thank you to everybody who popped up in the chat. I love you and appreciate you. Thank you to everybody who has dropped likes and stopped and took a moment to do that. I appreciate you. And welcome to all the new subscribers. It was a pleasant surprise to see how many numbers went up after the September reads. So thank you for taking the time to subscribe. I look forward to reading for you guys. And until we next meet, take care of yourselves. Spirit with you always.